It's the NFL on EA Sports, and all eyes are on the dual threat Lamar Jackson. You can't ask for much more than his last game, a 5-touchdown effort. It's the Ravens and the Bengals, and it's all up next.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paycor Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. Straight ahead, it's a rematch from last year's AFC wildcard game, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gunn. To my left, Charles Davis. And Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Ravens, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are, as we are off and running on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. Here come the Bengals now to take over. And they're brought out by the former Washington Husky, undrafted back in 2019, Jake Browning.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup, threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I've got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
To throw, Browning. Over the middle, complete. It's Boyd. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Here, look at this Baltimore defense. It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And this is one of those something's got to give games. You got the number 1 passing team in the NFL against the number 1.
And right away, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they'll have a short field to work with inside the 15 at the 13-yard line.
Well, we may not see it behind the big play sheet that they like to use, but I'll bet there's a big grin on the defensive coordinator's face. A corner blitz, what we often call a cat blitz. Usually they disguise it, Brandon. You're up on a receiver. It looks like you're going to bump and run with him, press coverage, and then he just takes off straight for the quarterback, and someone comes behind him to pick up the receiver.
And as a former member of the secondary, it makes you happy too, doesn't it?
I can't lie about it. I've got a big grin on my face, too. That was a heck of a play, a heck of a call.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. A give up the gut to Hill. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. And that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Here's Hill again on 2nd down. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now it's Jackson. This for Beckham, and he's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Ravens. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they scored in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, They're certainly starting to set that type of a pace, and what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents. We've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
You think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
Tucker with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. The drive there only spanning 3 plays.
And it's OBJ, Odell Beckham, who ends it with a touchdown reception.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Charlie Jones now from his end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return.
Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, this defense for the Ravens, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
In today's NFL, when you talk about goals for defenses, and you think that maybe you'd like to hold them under 14 points or so, we think our offense can usually get 17.
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
Justin Madubuike working his way to the quarterback that time.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
He'll take it a few steps in front of the 50.
Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Jackson rolling to his right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
And that's going to be incomplete. You talk about this Bengals defense.
Against the pass, they're toward the middle of the league, number 15 in the NFL.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking on the #1 overall offense in the league.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Jackson to Andrews on that one. 1st down, Baltimore.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense,
humming here in the early going.
Hey, Alf, it's hot. It's hot.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Dancing to his left.
That's caught. It's Flowers. And he'll be brought down with a penalty flag on the field. It was a late decision to throw, and it might have been too late.
Hey, man, let's play our game.
So the big play nullified, a legal forward pass.
And maybe we know why they were able to get such a good chunk of yardage on that play. That pass was illegal.
So the illegal forward pass also cost him a down, and now it's 2nd and long. To throw is Jackson. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. Touchdown! Mark Andrews, his first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Ravens have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. So this offensive unit, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Tucker now for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And it's Mark Andrews who finishes things off with a touchdown reception.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Browning.
Dumps it off to Mixon.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed in this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center.
Now 3rd down and very long. Now Browning.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter.
Jadeveon Clowney providing a little deja vu. Back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here as they've got it with a 4th down coming up.
The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. Taking on the midfield logo. And they can't bring him down. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They go play action with Jackson. He'll get this to Flowers, left side.
And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
Zay Flowers,
30 yards.
And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
To throw on second down, Browning. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Patrick Queen got in there to stick him. He gets the sack. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Malik Harrison, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down.
I'm starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. The Bengals bring out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. Taken from his own 47. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. He finds his target, Beckham. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Play action. Now Jackson. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. And this is a guy straight out of college. They're not going to try to groom for a year or 2. They want him to produce right away.
That's why they took him in the 1st round. They expect him to be a starter right away and a future all-pro. So they don't have any time to wait for him to come along. They want him to play right now to help this team.
They added a lot of talent to a roster that really needed an infusion of youth. They got a very good infusion of youth.
And they didn't really reach to get anyone as well. They stuck to their draft philosophy, got the best players they could at the time they were drafting, and inserted them into their lineup.
This offense continues to be a hot knife through butter. 3 drives, 3 scores, and knocking on the door again on drive number 4. They'll try to pound it in with Hill. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year, his 5th overall. And the Ravens continue to pull away here in this first half. So another touchdown for him on the year now, Charles. He had 2 in the opener last week and hits pay dirt for a 3rd time here.
And with good health, he's got a really good chance to be up there among the leaders in touchdowns scored when this season comes to an end. Quick question, partner. Is it bad luck to toast him with a sports drink?
Not at all, partner. I think that's a fantastic idea. Cheers. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 28-0.
Bengals nothing. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This fielded right at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Ready to go on offense. Out come the Bengals. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And he's got a first down there after a gain of about 12 as the clock will stop right now for the 2-minute warning. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. On 1st and 10, Browning into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Jackson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
Now a 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson. Fighting through, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes. Cameron Sample, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Traditionally, as a defense, your number one job, stop the run. But in today's football, it's impacting the opposing quarterback, make him uncomfortable. And so far, they've not been able to do that.
Not at all. He's been really comfortable in the pocket. 3 touchdown passes already.
So that could be an important first sack if they do want to turn things around.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Left side, that's caught by Mitchell. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And this one is no good. He missed it. But that's just a minor blip here in what's been a thoroughly dominating performance.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, after incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Operating from the gun, Browning. This goes out wide for Mixon. And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
The Ravens going to get one more drive here in this first half. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Well, looking deep here for Flowers. That is incomplete.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
Play action. It's Jackson. Pass on the crossing route is complete. This is Andrews. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. Daxton Hill picks it off, and he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. And it's the Falcons who are out in front in the second quarter. 3 touchdown passes there for Desmond Ridder. From there, it's up to Highmark Stadium to check in on the Bills. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Raiders. Josh Allen with a touchdown pass to Stephon Diggs. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. And at the half, they have the lead over the visiting Seahawks. 2 touchdown passes there for Jared Goff. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They were able to defeat Houston last week. They lead things here as well as they try to make it 2 victories in a row. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that'll be caught by the big tight end Andrews. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. And there's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now Jackson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Here's 2nd and 10. They go play action now. Jackson, looking for Andrews downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
third down. Jackson sliding out of the pocket. He's got it at the 15. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Odell Beckham with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Ravens come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Now Tucker to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards.
And it's OBJ, Odell Beckham, who ends it with a touchdown reception.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
And Browning's throw caught by Higgins.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
To throw, Browning.
They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
Good call there on 1st down. And, Brandon, I'm getting better over the years at not screaming out screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wind up picking up positive yardage.
To throw again on 2nd down. Browning.
Pass thrown right back to Joe Mixon.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly.
And shutting him off, now open field. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Give him 17 at a Cincinnati 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. It's Mixon on the counter. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Stopped in his tracks and given a loss on that play by Patrick Queen.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Browning. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Odell Beckham now marching back onto the field. He's been his typical solid and reliable self, hasn't he, Charles?
When you have that go-to receiver that you can count on in the situation where you absolutely have to have him, there's nothing better for anybody who's throwing the football. But the best part is the payoff. 2 touchdowns already. That's the bottom line when you throw the ball to a guy.
Absolutely. Not over 100 yards right now, but he does have the 2 touchdown catches. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Jackson now. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Delay of game, offense.
No!
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Let's do this, man.
So 4th and 15, but the offense is staying out there to go for it.
180.
They're going to try and throw. He's got his target. That's complete. Down the left sideline. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Zay Flowers with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
And boy, again, they won't get this off in time.
Delay of game, offense.
You gotta be smarter than that, man. Come on.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. They'll try it again now after the 5-yard walk-off. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And his pass is caught. And he gets in. But no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals getting set to go.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
So 2nd and 10, third quarter. Thanks for tagging along with us here from the Queen City of Cincinnati. That's taken in by Higgins.
He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Everyone in the NFL is looking for mismatches, and T. Higgins' size and speed at receiver, that allows him to have those type of mismatches against most defenders. 6'4", ability to flat out fly. They can use him everywhere, including in the slot. He's a dangerous playmaker and a big-time producer in the red zone.
Here's Browning. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
And you can tell just by looking at him that this offense is a frustrated unit. Things are really unraveling here, and as a head coach, time to earn your paycheck. You've got to find a way to keep it together as that brings up another 4th down.
Let's go, baby. Turn it up.
The Bengals bring out their punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Take it in at the 22. Sheds off the tackle. Three quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
We've paid this offense plenty of compliments already, but, I mean, they are deserving as they start another series. To be leading by this much with so much time left to play in the fourth, Charles, it's really, really been impressive to watch.
It has been, and you have to think to yourself, the preparation that went into this, but the absolute focus that they kept throughout in order to have this kind of a result. This is Super Bowl-esque, and they've got to feel awfully good about what they put out there today.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd and 4.
They go play action with Jackson. Out to his left. It's caught. Beckham. And some room to work. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And I actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the third quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the fourth quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. Play action. Now Jackson. He'll buy some time right. Crossing route, he finds Likely. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Isaiah Likely. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens are on their way to a 2-0 start. So I tell you what, Charles, I know that you don't put a ton of stock into power rankings and things of that nature, but another score here, and 2 weeks into the season, this is maybe the most impressive team in the NFL. Would you agree?
Well, they've certainly sold me as they've sold you, and I agree with you. No question about it. They won easily last week. They're on their way to another lopsided victory here. They're definitely a team to be reckoned with, and they are serving notice to the rest of the league.
Tucker now to add the point after. It's caught inside the 10. And he will not make it to the goal line as his try for two is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that will bring up second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now Browning. Finding Ertz again. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be second down.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They'll look to throw again. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Zay Flowers and the Raven offense back onto the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
They start the drive on the ground with Hill. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And then when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's second down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. Ball on the 39. Here's second down and 7. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Steps away. Throw left side complete. That's Andrews. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Well, there's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the fourth quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you go ahead and take full advantage of it. You don't worry about your opponent. You just worry about what you're doing.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Rolling to his left. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49, a gain of just 2. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. How to approach this. Third down and 16 yards to go. Play action. It's Jackson. They'll roll him out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And this is taken in at the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Hill will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. So how about this start to a year? Fantasy owners take note. 2 rushing touchdowns in the opener. 2 more here in week 2.
So a nice pickup by 2 entities. 1, this team for making sure they acquired this guy. And 2, anyone who plays fantasy who has him on their team.
Tucker now for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And the end result was the touchdown run by Justice Hill.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mention in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Throwing again on second down. Browning. And his throw here's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
From the gun on third down. Browning. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
And that will be incomplete, as time has run out on this football game. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Baltimore, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.